You want to know how to start a podcast for free? I'll tell you. I'd lost my job. I just published my book, and I genuinely thought that my book, once it was published, would make some money, right? Or sell itself at least. But it didn't. My friends, my family, and maybe a couple strangers bought my book. Nobody told me that as an author, marketing was my job. So, with almost no money and zero idea what I was doing, I started a podcast using tools that cost me nothing. That podcast is the reason I have a business today. And I'm about to show you exactly how I did it. I'm Stacy Matson, founder of Bucket List Unlimited, author of Bucket List Living, and host of the Author Entrepreneur Collective. I help nonfiction authors and entrepreneurs turn their books and their expertise into profitable businesses, and podcasting is one of the tools that changed everything for me. By the end of this episode, you'll know the exact free tools I use to launch my show, how to pick your format and your audience, and the biggest mistakes I made so you can skip them. Let's start. So I published my first book, and I thought book sales would just happen. I have it on Amazon, right? Everybody's going to buy my book on Amazon, but reality hit fast. Nobody was going to market my book for me except me. I'd also just lost my job. This wasn't a side project. I needed another way to get my message out and build something of my own. I also was in a lot of different Facebook groups for authors, and I noticed that other authors were having the same problem marketing their books. So I started reaching out to those nonfiction authors and asking if they'd let me interview them. That's the podcast that became the Author Entrepreneur Collective. Why should you start a podcast? A podcast builds your credibility, your audience, and your network faster than almost any other free tool available to authors and entrepreneurs. It builds credibility fast. Hosting a show positions you as an authority even before you have formal credentials. It also grows your audience organically. Every guest brings their audience with them. And if you ask them to share it, who knows how many followers they have. It creates content that stretches across platforms. One recording becomes a YouTube video, an audio episode, social clips, a blog post. It builds relationships and a network with people you'd never otherwise meet. It markets your book without it feeling like you're selling, and it builds trust before someone ever becomes a client. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And if you're on video, they kind of know who you are, or they get to know you over time. Some of the free tools I used, and still do, Zoom. I start out with the free version. Now I have the paid version. For video hosting, YouTube is free. For audio hosting and distribution, Spotify for creators is free. What I used for planning and preparation was ChatGPT. I use those for episode ideas, interview questions, titles, descriptions, thumbnail creation. I now upgraded to the paid version, but I used to use the free version. Video editing, CapCut is free. Audio editing, I use a free MP3 cutter. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You can likely launch with tools you already have installed on your computer or find them for free on the internet. And you don't need any fancy equipment, not to start. Eventually, you'll want to get like a microphone and that kind of thing, or a better camera. But I still have all the stuff that's just on my computer. You need a laptop with a built-in webcam and microphone, an internet connection. That's it. It's a whole list to start. You need to choose your podcast style. There's no single right way to podcast. You just use what works for you. I do interview style. I'm an introvert, so I don't feel comfortable just riffing off the cuff. I like interviewing people. You can do solo teaching, Q&A, storytelling. You can co-host with somebody else. Pick the format that fits your personality, not the one that looks best on paper. And then you want to pick one audience. You want to speak to the person that you're going to help the most. Ask yourself, who do I actually want listening to my podcast? For me, it's nonfiction authors and entrepreneurs, coaches, small business owners, people who want to write a book. You need one audience and one problem, and that's it. The riches are in the niches. The more specific you get, the easier it is for the right people to find you. What do you want to talk about? You already have more content ideas than you think. Think about it. You've probably been posting on social media for years, right? And take some of those content ideas and talk about them on your podcast. Talk about questions people always ask you and what you would answer. Problems you solve, stories you've liked, stories of your life, lessons you've learned the hard way. The best content isn't the most polished, it's the most helpful. The biggest mistakes I made had nothing to do with content. It was about discoverability. I never really knew about SEO and AEO, which is search engine optimization and answer engine optimization, basically how AI finds you. I didn't think about thumbnails. One of my guests had to tell me about thumbnails. I didn't think about titles. I just uploaded videos and hoped people would watch them. Big mistake. Because if people can't find your content, it doesn't matter how good it is. What I do differently, if I started today, here's what I'd focus on. Better titles, like keyword rich and specific. Better thumbnails, clear, high contrast, curiosity driven. Like I said before, you can have AI create these for you once you figure out what the titles of your episodes are going to be. Better descriptions. You can written for humans and for search AI engines. Keywords should be worked in naturally. Chapters, if you have them, so people and algorithms can navigate to a specific episode. And a welcome trailer or video so new visitors know exactly what the channel is about. Also, descriptions for the videos. You should be optimized for search and answer engine capability. Discoverability isn't optional. It's the difference between talking to yourself and building an audience. One interview tip is asking every guest to share the episode and for people to subscribe to your channel. Have the guests share the episodes with their audiences, their email lists, their friends, their family, and tag you when they post it so you know who's paying attention. You can have it included that if they have a newsletter, you can have them included in their newsletter, post it on social media. Their audience becomes your audience, and every guest is a growth channel. Don't expect overnight success. It's not going to happen unless, I don't know. Some channels do, but not every channel does. Podcasting is a compounding game, not a game show. It takes time. Most shows don't take off in the first 10 episodes. Mine is still growing, but it is growing every single day. Consistency matters more than perfection. And every episode compounds. It's one more piece of content working for you 24/7. And if you don't take them off the internet, they're there forever, right? So somebody might find your episodes 5 years from now. Every episode is another chance to be discovered by exactly the right person. Definitely start before you're ready. Your first episode is going to be awkward. Mine was. Nobody starts great, and I didn't either. Waiting for ready is the number one thing keeping people from taking action. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. My biggest lesson was podcasting was never about downloads. It's about relationships, authority, visibility, opportunities, and clients. Download numbers were never the point. Connections. And if you're a nonfiction author or entrepreneur ready to build a business around your expertise, not just sell more books, you can drop a comment below. What's one thing stopping you from starting a podcast? I read every single comment. I hope you start your podcast before you're ready, because your audience needs you. I have a free tools checklist. If you'd like, I'll put the link in the description. You can download it for free. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate more subscribers. And you can watch me interview nonfiction authors and entrepreneurs on their books and their businesses. Love to meet you. And if you want to be on my podcast, there is a link for a guest application on my channel. Feel free to fill it out. And don't wait until you have the perfect microphone or the perfect computer. The people you're meant to help don't care what microphone you use or computer you have. They care that you showed up.